So you're thinking of selling your home and you have a bunch of questions, right? Stay tuned on the top 5 questions we always hear about. Hi, this is Joy Larson with the Joy team in the Keller Williams Greater Cleveland market. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're talking all about the top 5 questions our team always gets from sellers on selling their home. And make sure to text us in our team or comment below what other questions that you might have for us. We'd love to help you as well. Let's start with the first question, and that is, how much is my house worth? Many sellers look online, go on to Zillow, Realtor.com, and try to get a price that way. Now that's a good starting point too, because you want to know if it is a $500,000 house, you don't want to list it at $1 million, right? Well, what you're going to want to do is to make sure to look all around at the houses that are the same, similar, like, and kind. So if it's a colonial home, you want to compare it to other colonials. If it's a ranch, you want to compare it to ranches, split levels, because each of them will compare differently. Also, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? Is it a finished basement? Is it not a finished basement? 2-car garage, 3-car garage? All of that will determine the value of your home. As well as, let's just say the buyer and the seller, you all agree on a price, but the appraiser says there is no way it's worth that. The lender won't loan that amount if the appraiser doesn't agree. So it's one of those things that we take that all into account when pricing your home and bring you a market analysis. And you can text us in our team if you would like one of those, or comment below on what that all entails as well. Let's go with the second question. How do I get my house ready to sell? This is a huge one because many times sellers, if you put it on the market, just like right now, if I were to put my house on the market, there's shoes all over the place. If I'm looking around right now, there's kids' shoes all over the place. There's different things that you're going to want to do before you have people, buyers, who are going to buy your home, come look at it. Because when they come in, if it is looking amazing like HGTV, you actually net more money. So it's one of those things that you're going to want to make sure to do a lot of things before you get it listed, before you have those buyers step foot, and before you have the photographer come to photograph. So you're going to want to check out my staging video that I did that shows the top 10 things you're going to want to do. The one thing I always recommend is you are going to, and this is cheap, clean. You're going to want to clean, and clean again. You're going to want to have a deep clean. There should be no dust anywhere. You should have the toilets totally spick and span. People do not want to come in and be worried about catching something or a cold or germs or whatnot. They want to be able to say, oh my, I could eat on the floor in this place. I know it sounds crazy, but that is the cheapest form of getting the top dollar. Okay, so you can check out those videos that I have done on YouTube as well. Let's talk about number 3. What are the costs in selling my home? Now, this is a great question. And this is one of those things when we go to appointments, we actually give a net, like how much that your house sells for. So let's say it's sold for $300,000, and we would give you exactly what you would net take home in your bank account at the very end, because I know that is definitely something you want to see. Now, so there are commission costs for the realtors. There are closing costs. That is roughly 2%, but it all depends, and we can give you the net if you're interested in that, as well as if you're doing any fixes to the house, that could be costly depending on what you need to do. So you can make it as cheap or as expensive as you want, but I have to say, You just want to do as much as possible before you get it listed as well, so you can net the most amount for that. So those costs could differ, and you feel free to text us on our team for more questions on that. We can go more in depth on that. All right, question number 4. How long is it gonna take? Now, I know when selling your home, it's stressful. It's one of the most stressful things that you could do, right? And that's where you want to make sure just to, first of all, take a deep breath. It will all be okay. And roughly from the time that you list it to the time it closes could be anywhere from 2 weeks to about 2 months. It just all depends. Most of the time, the average is about 30 to 45 days from when you put it on the market to when closing happens. But it also depends on what you list it for. Let's say you listed it ahead of the market where you know you're going to get $500,000 and you decide to list it at $475 because you need to get it gone. You would get into multiple offers and you probably would sell over a weekend or 48 hours to 72 hours. If you have a cash buyer, they could close within a week to 2 weeks. Or if it is conventional loan, about 30 days. If it's FHA, roughly, and VA is 30 days as well, but sometimes could be up to 45. So usually we're seeing about 30 days from under contract to close, give or take 2 weeks. It just all depends on what you want, as well as possession time as well, because some of you need the funds from your house you're selling to where you're going. So sometimes we do have a delay where we close and then you get to stay in your home for a week or 2. So we do that in the Cleveland, Akron, Canton area. And I know other states do not do that, but we have seen that a lot where you have, as a seller, at least 2 or 3 days of possession time post-closing. Question 5, should I do repairs or renovation before I sell? That is a great question as well. And I have to say, it just all depends. Do you need to move right away? Then I recommend you do not do that and just check out those staging videos that I've done and be able to just get it on the market after you get it staged ready to go. If, let's just say, it's an estate and you've inherited it and you want to do some work so you can get more top dollar, it might be advantageous for you to do some work to replace the carpet that has dog pee stains everywhere, or just update things so that it looks fresher. Get some paint. That is a cheap way to renovate before you get it on the market and gives you top dollar. You can also just comment below if you have questions or text us in our team and we can just let you know what you need to do for your specific home, because there's a lot of different things. You can also check out my other videos and I hope to see you next time.